everybody, I'm Sophoni. I'm going to be following a makeup tutorial by Emiru. Let's go. Okay, so this is my face without makeup. Excuse the paint on the wall. My parents are figuring out what color they want to paint the bathroom. Just ignore that. This video came just in time. I was planning on cosplaying Nami for like a whole week, and this literally came out 3 days before this, so here we go. So she starts off by using a lighter foundation. Here I'm using the Sephora Reveal the Real Skin Tint in the shade 200. Before applying, you gotta shake that bad boy up. Yeah. I really like this foundation because it's super lightweight, and the very first foundation I think matches my skin tone perfectly. I also like that it's a moisturizer, so it just feels great on my skin. I usually only wear skin tints for everyday looks than cosplays. For cosplays, I use a regular foundation. For this tutorial, we shall be using the skin tint. I also realized that the brush I was using still had some blush on it from before, so I had to put that one away. I gotta remember to wash my brushes, and I used a different brush that was clean to just blend out the skin tint all over my face. Yeah, blend that. Blend it up. Mix it up in there. Now, when I blend out foundation on my face, I like to go in with the brush to spread the product all over, and then I use a, what's the name for that thing again? A makeup sponge. I can't believe I forgot the name of that little guy. But yeah, I kind of go around with the sponge and just start to pat everything down just to blend everything perfectly, then boom. Then she uses a concealer for the under eyes and eyeliner area. I'll be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind eraser in the shade 144. So yeah, just apply to the under eyes. Personally, I like to go just a bit further down with my concealer. I don't know, I just like how it looks. Now apply to your eyeline area and blend that out. Yeah, blend it. Now I personally go back in with my Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 330 just to go over my eyelids and to make it all blend. Yeah. I use the blend sponge just to blur everything out and just bring everything together, as you can see. Now she uses an even lighter concealer. I'll be using e.l.f.'s Hydrating Concealer in the color Light Beige. She says she applied it to the high points of her face, and I'm still new to makeup, so I just followed exactly where she placed her concealer. I know our facial structures are different, so I'll adjust as I go. This is also where I started to get a little scared, because this color was very light. And as you can see, I was applying a very little bit and hoping that it wouldn't come out as much. And as you can see right now, as I spread it out, it looks really crazy. Yeah, so I started to get a little scared and thought that I messed up as I started blending it out because it just looked drastically different from the foundation that I already had and to my skin tone, so I had to take a moment and freak out. But don't worry, that's why we got this sponge, and I started to pat, blend, and look at that. Look at that, saved. Boom! Boom! It looks good. I was scared for no reason. You just gotta blend that baby out. Now I'm blending everything out at some supersonic speed. Look at that. This is some real-time blending, guys. This is definitely not sped up. Yeah, so there's me. Happy that it all blended out perfectly. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to blend out the ones that were under my eyebrows. Whoops. Okay, there. Now we're all good. Now it's all blended out. Perfect. Now she goes in with a powder. I'll be using e.l.f.'s HD powder. This thing spills everywhere anytime I use it, so I gotta apply with caution. I've recently discovered the magic of setting powder, and it has changed my life ever since. Oh my gosh. Why didn't anyone tell me about this thing, okay? Yeah, you just powder your face. Powder it all out. Heck yeah. It's contour time! I'll be using the NYX Wonder Stick for this. She applies it at the very tip of the under of her nose. I draw a cute little triangle under my nose, and then I go and I blend it out. I then apply a little to the side of my nose. For contouring, I like to go lightly, then take a step back and look at it from afar, and I apply more as needed. Basically, I just build it and blend it out until I am satisfied. She then applies it to the sides of her nose and at the inner corner tops of her eyes, and then we blend that baby out. Yeah, some more blending, all about the blending. And I take a step back, I look, I add more, you know. Oh yeah, and then I almost forgot to do that. Yeah, look at that. It's all coming together. For contouring, I like to use the tip of my finger to kind of blend it out because, I don't know, I like it more than the brush. I don't know, it's just a personal preference of mine. There it is, all blended. She also contours the bottom of her bottom lip, and since I kind of have a natural shadow there, I just did just a little bit. Now she uses a pale blush. I'll be using the Maxi Blush Shade 1 from Rimmel. I'm pretty limited with blushes, and I didn't really know what a pale blush for me looked like because, well, yeah. You just apply that to your upper cheekbones. Now we go in with a more pinky blush. I used a blush from Milani in the shade Coral Crush. I used a very small amount because this blush is very strong, so a little goes a long way. She says to apply this to the center of your cheeks, which is what I did because I follow instructions. Yeah, a little bit more because I was like, I need it to be a bit more pink for my Nami cosplay. I just dap it with my fingers, okay? Don't judge me. Then I blend it all out with my brush, and voila! Look at that, even more pink than before. Then we go back in with the NYX Wonder Stick. This time we are using the highlighter side. We are going to highlight our nose. This is another portion that I like to build upon. I'll apply, step back, take a look, and I'll apply more as I go so that it can pop, especially if I'm going to be doing a cosplay. And I also still kind of blend. I always blend highlighter with my fingers. Then we use the Neutrogena setting spray. Now it's time for eyebrows. She uses an eyebrow pencil, but I don't have one of those, so I'm using my brown pencil liner to lightly sculpt my eyebrows. I just follow my own brows' natural shape and just try to make them pop and stand out. I again take a step back, see how it looks from afar, and fix it up as I go. I don't know, I've never done brows before. This is actually my first time doing brows. Yeah, I don't know. Now we moisturize our lips in order to prep before we put on lipstick. Next, she uses a lip liner. I'll be using the Sephora Rouge Gel Lip Liner. For some reason, it didn't want to open. It was fighting back. But in the end, I showed it who was boss. Yeah. She overlines on her Cupid's bow, which, OMG, new skill unlocked. I'm learning so much from you, Emiru. Thank you so much. I apply the rest to the outline of my lips, and then as she does, I blur out the ends with my fingers a bit, and then I fill in the rest of my lip and blend that out as well. Again, I take a step back just to see the overall look. Next, I go in with Sephora's Soft, Matte, and Easy Shade 2. She goes in with the lip balm, but for my cosplay, I wanted my base lip to pop more. This is my favorite matte lip ever. I'll use this for literally everything. I love it so much. Just look at that color. Next, I'll be using L'Oreal's lipstick shade 125. This is where Emiru does her technique where she applies the lipstick to the center of her lips and then you just blend it out. just to give it that nice stain effect. So I just build upon that until I'm satisfied with where I'm at, and I like the color. And boom, look at that. I love it so much. Now we highlight our eyes. Yep, highlight our eyes. Let's go. She starts with the inner corner of her eyes. For me, since my eye shape is different, applying highlight to the corner of my eyes can be tricky, especially with the stick. So you see me using my finger. Honestly, I probably could have used the brush for this. Then after applying that, I actually did use a brush for this. Yeah, Persephone, good job. This is when I went in with an even brighter highlighter and just built upon it until I was satisfied. Look at that. Nod of approval. Heck yeah. Then she goes in with a neutral eyeshadow and applies it onto her eyelids, and then back in with a much brighter eyeshadow, more pink, more vibrant, okay? Because we slay. I just realized that as you're watching this, I've been making like weird faces. This is normal for me when I put on makeup. Like, I can't apply it and look stunning while applying it. I always have to make a weird face because I'm so locked in. I'm so locked in. Oh yeah. You outline your eyes with like a brown shadow, and then you add a little bit of glitter or a highlight to your eyelids. Boom, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, I hate doing eyeliner. Oh, I'm so scared for this part. I use liquid liner. I have two different ones. The first one is, I don't even know how to describe it. They're both liquid liners. There's no like set difference. I highly recommend just going and watching her video for this part. I can't explain it. She does a way better job. And plus I kind of failed as I was doing it. See, okay, look, you're happy now, Saphoni, but you don't know what you're in store for with the future. So after you do your wings, you follow your natural eye shape. You kind of bridge them together on your inner corners. Oh my god, it looked terrifying. What the heck? Yeah, so you think you're happy right now. Wait until you get to the bottom lashes. But before that, let me show off my rat. This is my rat. Her name is Zoe. I'm pretty sure she's like 1 year. Anyway, eyelash time. So I usually just get manga lashes. I'm not really gonna show you guys the process for this. It took forever. Boom, look, it's perfect. Nothing's wrong. I did it perfectly. And then I just apply some liner again at the very top. And then, so I had to do things a bit differently than what Emmy did because my eye shape is different, and I also didn't have like a black pencil liner, so I had to use my brown and then also some of the liquid liner. Now where I messed up was when I had to do the bottom lashes. Yeah, so I sped that process up because I don't want you guys to really see everything. It didn't really come out the way I wanted it to be. I tried to save them, but I was way too lazy to like restart. But on this side, it looks good. Like that, look at that. That was perfect. This side, I don't know. It looked a little weird, but practice makes perfect. It was my first time attempting this, so yeah. Then you go in with some mascara. Mascara I used was the L'Oreal Hydrofuge Telescope. I don't know how to say it, but then I put some lip oil on my lips to give them a nice shine, you know, make them pop, make them look all cool and stuff. And there we go. There we have it. That is the look. Now I must transform into Nami. I'm not Nami yet. In honor of Emiru, I went bald. Okay? Bald. If you're a true Emiru fan, you know. Okay? You understand. I had to do it. I had to be bald. Look at that. peak form, I would say. Okay, then I applied Nami's tattoo. I was a little confused at first how to do that, but little YouTube, little research, and then boom. I think I might just paint mine on next time. I don't know how I feel about the stick-on ones. Then I got the wig all styled, and I went and I transformed! I would like to give a really big shout out to Emiru. Go follow her. Go follow her on everything. Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. TikTok is where I found Emiru, and she is one of the reasons why I started cosplaying and learned to love myself through cosplay. So really big shout out. Thank you so much. Okay, this is weird. If you see this, Emmy, I hope you know that I am a big fan. Okay, bye.